The German government is weak. It takes you one phone call to do it. If you can organize Super Bowl, if you can organize Pope's pilgrimages with million people gathered in one day, you can do the same with the remigration. You can do it, but
how come America has not been able to do it? And especially when you're negotiating with countries that don't go by the same values that you go through. They don't live by the values you do. So you think you're going to be able to negotiate with them?
But even if they would not be happy to pay for the return, I would pay, because it's less for the system to send them back than pay for your NHS. Or it's just cheaper. You have to stop the bleeding.
Hi guys, you're welcome to the Dixon's View. On today's video, we'll be reacting to Dominic Taczynski's reaction and response in a podcast and see how he compares Poland and other European countries in terms of safety and security. Let's watch this video together.
Comparing what happened to Poland versus, other countries. Wales, I think you have that number on there, Rob. If you go
rapes.
to, right there you go. So rapes recorded from 2000 and then 2023, 23 years later. In the year 2000, England and Wales was 8593. In 2023, it went from 8593 rapes to 68,109 rapes.
Wow.
Germany, 8133, 23 years later, 39,029. France, 7,500. It's 6x almost to 42,400. But Poland had 2,399 rapes. In 2000, it went down to 1127. How is that possible?
We stopped migrants.
This guy is just too good. I wish other leaders could learn like this.
We built the wall. And again, Mr. Trump was our inspiration. Our government decided not even one. This is my motto. I've got two political mottos. Be like Poland. Do not let anyone in. Do not let even one. Be like Poland and...
Very simple. Be like Poland and zero.
Zero. Two mottos. Very simple.
Zero.
And when we built the wall, the numbers dropped drastically. And what they did, England and Wales, Germany, France, Sweden as well. Sweden is really bad. It's not here, but it's really bad. They let them in. They invited them. They had this time in Germany when Angela Merkel decided, okay, I need a cheap labor, come in. And this is what happens. When you read the stories about the rapes, some of the judges in Europe, they say, oh, they didn't know better because they're from the different culture. So it's not their fault.
They're defending them.
Yes.
The rapist.
Even leftist activists in Sweden who was raped, and the story was very well known, she came with the flowers to say sorry to the guy from Syria who raped her because she saw so much hatred in the media.
Insane.
She came with the flowers to apologize. It's ridiculous. The state of mind of the left in Europe, it's ridiculous. And again, Mr. Trump is the one who is inspiration. Believe me, all of them are jihadists in some way. In a jihad, infidels can be raped, can be killed with any reason. And when you are from the desert, because that's how my friend from Syria, he says that these people are called people from the desert, coming to Europe, then we have this case of the guy. Actually, my friend, I came here with my friend from Visegrad 24, just published data about information about the guy who was arrested for raping goats, and I think that was Sweden. He was arrested for series of rapes on goats.
Fuck.
Now, the goats are in danger?
Well, animals are in danger too.
Wow.
I'm gonna arrest it over rape. Can you believe that? Do you want that in USA?
Go a little bit low, Rob. This is a real story.
It is.
An Afghan migrant has been arrested in France after local farmers repeatedly found their livestock with legs bound and shown signs of having suffered sexual assault. The anti-crime brigade of the French National Police took a 19-year-old Afghan migrant into custody last week after farmers in Bouches-du-Rhône region near Marcel, set up motion-activated cameras to catch a suspected animal rapist. Shepherds in this region first reported abuse to police in early 2026 with a surge of attacks against animals. Now animals aren't safe.
Do you want that in? Do you want this kind of America? Because this is actual Europe. I didn't make this up. It's a fact, and this is every day, every single day you hear about rapes, stabbings, machetes, and all this. Every single day. It's not like when you Google rapes on animals in Europe, you will see what is happening. Again, the left bring them to our continent. The left. If you would have Kamala or if you would have Biden, you would have a serious, serious problem. So again, thank God for President Trump. He's not saint, he's not perfect, none of us. But you have to thank God for this man, because you would have goats raped, women raped, killings, and you would have what Europe has, but not Poland, because we did not let them in. And obviously we were fined like millions of euros for not letting them in. But when I see Rome, the city is done. When I see Paris, city is done.
Done.
Absolutely, it will never be the same. Never. When I see Munich, for example, when I see, when I think on every big city in Europe is done. Not Warsaw, not Krakow, not Poland in general. Because we did not let them in, and we will never let any illegal in. Because Poland is so smart now after communism. So smart after 123 years of not being on the map. After partitions, after suffering. We really care, we cherish our freedom. We know how important that is. So they will never be let in, because I never thought that I would say what I'm going to say now. I think that jihadists are as dangerous as communism. I would never thought that I would say such a thing, because the communism is a pure evil. I know what the real communism is. I suffered under the communism. And now I see how the whole continent, how Europe is destroyed by jihadists. And this is a real danger. And this is one of the reasons why I thank God for President Trump. And I don't care how they called me, like they're laughing, they're trying to make jokes about me calling me more American than Polish. No, I love Poland. This is my country, this is my homeland. Oh, but they say, oh, you behave like a congressman from Krakow. And this and that. I don't care. Because I know that his leadership is global in many ways. Mm-hmm. He is not only example, but he's pushing like NATO, do what you promised to do. Take care of yourself. We're not going to be your babysitter anymore. And everyone is shocked. You know why? Because for so many years, there was no Trump in the office. There was no president who would be so tough on basic, obvious facts, things. Okay, we have a deal. You pay 2,000, I pay 2,000, you pay 2,000. If someone will attack this office, we're going to protect each other, right? Yes. Then you don't pay 2,000, you pay 1,000. And then you pay 1,000 for your bars, parties, or whatever. Or you don't do what we agreed to do. And then you expect others, family, to pay for you. It's not right. I can't even understand why they were so angry when he says, oh, we're going to leave NATO, or we don't care. I'm Polish. I'm European. I know that we need US to help us. And I'm so happy that we were and we are so loyal to America, loyal to President Trump, because we know what loyalty is. We know what it means to be betrayed. We know what it means. We went through so much suffering, and we see what is happening in Europe. That's why.
The crazy thing about this politician, most especially the leftists, you just don't have to let your political ideology cloud your sense of reasoning. You don't have to politic over everything. animals are not safe, even humans are not safe, does that not give a very negative signal of the potential dangers that these people carry along with them? That should be something everybody should be concerned. But you see, the leftists will always see it as a way of politicking at the detriment of the national security and their citizens, which is totally, I think, should be rejected by the citizens at the poll at all time. Because failure to do this will always encourage you having influx of potential terrorists in your country, and that will be at the detriment of the citizens in general. So it should be totally rejected.
I hope that Great Britain will get a new government soon, because what is happening now, can't even believe. It's not. I was giving a speech on the Tommy Robinson's rally, and
I saw that.
yeah, and I said, Great Britain, make it great again. It's not an empire which we all knew from the past. They destroyed this. They destroyed this beautiful country, and it's so painful.
Is this it?
No, that's not the one. The one on Instagram, on my Instagram. And I think it's very important to yeah, that's the one. And I think it's important to remind people why it is so important. I know. Oh yeah, that's the one, the first one, the pinned one. Yeah.
Raise your voices, lads! Raise your voices! How are you? How do you feel? Do you feel united? Do you feel strong? Do you feel that we can make it? So send them back!
That's it.
What? Send them back!
How do you send them back?
I'll tell you.
I want to know. How do you send them back?
You put the cuffs, you put them on a plane, and the country of origin must pay for it. How to do it? Make them pay. Just like President Trump made NATO the members to gather in 24 hours. That we had a special meeting, we had a summit when he says, I'm not going to help you. That's it, we're done. In one day, we had this urgent meeting, summit. They gathered like 470 million euros in the beginning, then more for European system of defense. And I was like, where were you for so many years? Why didn't you pay 2%? How can you can do it in one night? When Trump said, I'm not going to be your babysitter anymore, I'm not going to pay for you, American payer will not for you, they suddenly paid. So you have to, the Great Britain, the new government.
Is he's feared, though. He is feared and respected. Yeah.
It's just
How do you, what leverage
action,
does the
decisive
EU
action.
have to say,
Let me do
send
it.
them back?
Let me do it.
Let you do it.
Tak, yes, I will do it. I would speak to the one or two governments. I would put them on the plane, none of the boats, and I would make these countries pay for it. If not, all the businesses are done. European Union cut off all the businesses, all the contracts, and they will pay in a minute. Believe me. I'm in the International Trade Committee in the European Parliament. All the deals are going through me, through my committee. I know what kind of money is. We're talking about billions and billions.
That they're benefiting from you.
Yes, yes. So if you stop that in one day, they're going to take their own people and they're going to pay for it. But you have to be brave. You have to really believe in the cause. So now, funny, Germany says that they're going to send like 600,000 Muslims mainly to Syria, because there's no war anymore in Syria, right? So what they did, they come out on the streets protesting, and they want to start their own political party now. They're not going to leave. They want to stay and start their political party, and they will run. And what happened? Nothing. They are still in Germany. Why? Because the German government is weak. It takes you one phone call to do it. Airline, I want 100 747 waiting. We want money on the account tomorrow by 12. If not, all the contracts are done. Simple. Simple. There's nothing unusual. If you can organize Super Bowl, if you can organize Pope's pilgrimages with million people gathered in one day, you can do the same with the remigration. You can do it, but
How come America has not been able to do it? Because it's a very nasty thing. It sounds easy. It sounds simple, but it's very complicated. And especially when you're negotiating with countries that don't go by the same values that you go through. They don't live by the values you do. So
Yeah,
you
but-
think you're going to be able to negotiate with them?
But even if they would not be happy to pay for the return, I would pay, because it's less for the system to send them back than pay for your NHS or
Sure, right.
to pay for the whole system, education and for everything. It's just cheaper. You have to stop the bleeding. And what you need, Pat, what you need is a brave people, brave men. That's why what I said like 3 days ago, it looks like we're going to take over in Poland. And if we are elected, I'm going to leave my seat in the European Parliament to come back to Poland. I'm going to live a really good life in Brussels. I must say, MEPs are making
I love
really
this
good money,
man's
and we have
bravery,
a
seriously.
good life. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to come back to the Polish Parliament, and I'd love to serve as a minister of migration, actually deportation, because I would send everyone who's illegally in Poland, because obviously we have some who came before our government, not
Very
many.
small percentage.
It's a very small percentage, but you have to have a minister. You have to have someone who will be in, like Polish ICE, Polish
Sure.
department,
Yeah.
who would be ready to stop the bleeding when it starts again. I think it's very important.
I always say I love Dominic Taczynski because of his simple analogy in managing illegal migration and his decision or position in remigrating them back to their country of origin without fear nor favor from anybody. He just says it the way it is. I wish the government in the UK and US could take the same measures that he has been giving, because he's actually giving free lectures that are worth paying for free. Simple steps, simple actions that can stop all this careless and reckless flow of illegal migration into your country. And worst enough, people that you are even considering are people who don't care about the safety of your people and national security, whom are even ready to do anything, to go any mile to see your destruction as a country. For how long will people continue to take this? More especially the UK, for how long will they continue to tolerate this level of carelessness and keep tolerating these fanatics and extremists who are coming to destroy your society and create a parallel society at the same time that will not be in your favor, nor for the favor of your people? They are there to see your downfall. And so if these people, if possible, copy the measures which Dominic Taczynski has given to return these guys back to their country so that your people can be safe in your country. This is something worth emulating. And I wish the other countries around the world who are seeing or facing similar things could emulate this. Warsaw is really taking actions that will protect their citizens and their country at large. So we'd love to know what are your thoughts. See you in our next video.